Welcome to the Big Tyme Journey. Join us as we continue our journey, and this time we talk about hate. So join me as we discuss hate and take a trip. So today we continue our journey through the almond orchards. This is after they have picking up the almonds and ready for process. As you can see, the family dog has joined us for this journey. Today I want to talk to you about hate. Why hate? What is the point in hating anyone or anything? See, hate is an evil thing because it spends so much energy that we allow hate to become anger and anger to become rage. These things blend into one another. What is the point in hating? You may not like something. You may not care for someone. You may not tolerate them. But once you label hate on a person or even a thing, you've manifested hate in your soul, in your heart. You've created hate. And the only person affected or living with that hate is you. No other person or thing can feel your hate. You may act out in your hate towards this person or this thing. You may say that you hate them, but they may not understand. Sometimes the people we hate are the people who like us the most. It's very complicated when it comes to hate. Because hate is personal. Hate is very private. Because our hate is us. When we hate, we've created this emotion, we've made this connection, and we've made hate. And we're the ones who live with it. We're the only ones who live with it. Now, we can act out and hurt someone in our hate, in our anger, in our rage, to express our hate. But our hate really doesn't hurt anybody but us, because we've manifested it inside ourselves that we feel the need to hate. But why? Why do we put so much energy into hate? Why do we expend all of this frustration and this pent-up contempt and make hate? Why even bother? Now, I'm not saying you can't find a person annoying or dislike somebody or just find somebody completely intolerable. That is fine, because you can do something with those things. You can avoid that person. You can tell that person what you feel they have done to wrong you or what made you not like them. But once you cross into hate, hate becomes emotions that boil inside you, and then you become angry, and you become frustrated, and this person has control over you that you have given them because you hate them. But hate's never going to solve anything. Hate's never going to fix anything. Hate will never get better until you let the hate go. Now, somebody can wrong you, and you can be angry, and you can be mad at them, and you can be upset with them, you can feel a million things, and you can feel angry with them, and that's justified. But don't let it become hate, because that hate will manifest in you. That hate will drive you to in levels of insanity that won't do you any good. Hate is a tangled web. You get into it and then you just can never find your way out of it because you become so infested with that hate. Hate leads to anger, anger to rage, and then you're out of control doing things you wish you would have never done. Don't hate. There's no need to hate. I'm not saying you gotta like everybody or get along. You don't have to tolerate everybody. You can dislike somebody. But don't hate, because it won't fix anything. It doesn't change anything. It is only you that lives with hate. If you really look at it, if you hate somebody so much, who is the one that becomes angry when you see that person? If you hate someone and you get reminded of them, who is filled with hate? Who is filled with anger? Who is filled with rage? Is it not you? Is this other person even affected by how you feel? Unless you lash out, of course, or go off on them or whatever. If you show external emotions, if you allow yourself to react to your hate, to your anger, to your rage, then yeah, they may understand, or think they understand, or you may think they understand just how much you hate them. But what does it really do? Who just expended a lot of emotion? Who just had their blood pressure rise and all your nerves tied up, and you're frustrated and you're angry and you're hate and you're mad and you're raging, you're screaming, and you're yelling, and who's the one at the end that's dealing with that? Another person's walked on and been like, whatever, right? And you're the one who's still standing there feeling upset and drained and tired and lost and confused, because this is what hate leaves us with. There's no need to hate. Now, I've hated people in my past. I've hated to a great deal. And it took me a long time to come to this crossroad of understanding that. Why? Why do I hate somebody? What have they done that I need to hate them? They may have wronged me, and I've had people who wronged me, and I've wronged people, not innocent. I've done a lot of the things that I wish I could go back and change, and there's a lot of things in my life I regret that I did. And there may be people who hate me, and I'm sorry. And maybe you can find it in your heart to let that hate go, because it's not going to do you any good. It's not going to fix anything. It's not going to make anything better. Even I had to learn that I can hate somebody as much as I want. I could hate this. I could hate that. But I'm the only one who's living with that hate. I'm the only one who's feeling that hate. I'm the only one living and reacting to that hate, because you do something with hate. Have you ever hated somebody and just felt, you became so frustrated, ready to rage and go off and just, and you feel like yelling, you feel like screaming, you feel like hurting them, you feel like attacking them. Now, for some of us, we know that that's not the right option, and some of us have that control to de-escalate the situation, but why did we ever get there in the first place? Why do we ever allow ourselves to become so full of all these emotions that we almost become out of control? It's a hard thing to understand hate, and how blind hate can make you, and how quickly hate can absorb and grow. Rage and hate and anger and all these things, they manifest so much faster than some of the other emotions we know. Because we're so quick to hate, we're so quick to anger, it just takes over and it consumes us faster than any other emotions that we try to understand or we try to control. Hate is bad. Hate fixes nothing. Hate helps no one. Hate is a tragedy and an injustice in life that has no place in this world. When we stop hating and letting hate rule, we can step forward. We can find peace. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you can't dislike somebody. There's going to be people in this world we're not going to like. There's going to be people in this world we cannot find a way to get along with. We're going to find people who just get on our last nerves, who just drive us up a wall. No matter what we do, or no matter how many times we try to explain, or how many times we avoid it, they're going to have a way of doing things that just trigger those places in us that just, and that's okay. And you deal with those, and you process those, and you try to understand why they make you feel this way. Is it something they do? Is it something they said? Is it some way in the past that they interacted with you that left a bad taste in your mouth? Did they do something to hurt you? Did they do something to wound you personally? Did they do something to you? Now, people would say, oh, well, can I hate the man who murdered my family? You can be angry at the man or person who did wrong to your family. You can be angry at the person who raped somebody. You can be angry at anybody, and it's okay. Don't let it become hate. Don't let it manifest into this hate, because you're living with the hate. They're not living with the hate. The man that may have came out and killed somebody's family, and the person that's alive that's angry and bitter at what they did and wants to see them pay for their consequences, and may think, I hate this person, I want this person to die, I want the worst for this person. Those feelings are raw, they're true, they're natural, there's nothing wrong. But don't let hate consume. You have to let the hate go, because it will bitter you. It's like a pill that will absorb you and will drag you down into places that you just don't know how to go. Hate is the opening gates to a path in life that can lead in many directions. It can lead you down dark places that you never thought you'd get to. Hate can lead to places that lead us into out of control situations. Before you know it, hate has unraveled our lives and spun us backwards and sent us down a course of a rabbit hole that we never thought we'd ever go. That we never stand in places that we thought we never stand. And there we are, because we've let hate and anger and all these emotions rule our lives. And in our revenge, we've attacked ourselves because we want to void this hate. We want to fill this void. We want to get away from it. And so we've allowed other things to fix that, or overcome that, or be more than that. And it's a shame how we let these things happen. I understand you can have somebody who's done some horrible things to you and you can be angry at them, you can be upset with them. Don't let it be hate. Don't let it be hate that rules in your heart. Don't let hate contempt you. Don't let hate taint you. Be angry. Be upset that this person has done you wrong. Be upset for what they've done. And hopefully, they serve their justice, whatever the karma may be. And you don't have to like them, and you can think they're evil, you can think they're bad, you can judge and condemn them to an extent. I mean, it's not the best thing to sit and just judge. Because again, it's emotions that you're feeling, not the other person's feeling. And then these things, they rule your life. And when you allow them to rule your life, then they dictate your life. And when they dictate your life, you're not leading your life for you. You're not getting free of the burden, the scars, the wounds. See, the heal is to get beyond these things and let them go. Not necessarily forget. You should never forget the scars that were left on you, the wounds that were inflicted on you. You don't have to forget these things. That's not the essence. But you have to let them go to move forward. You have to let hate go to take the next step in journey, to progress forwards, inner peace, happiness. But when you let anger and hate control your life, it's very hard to find happiness, real happiness. Yes, you may find temporary happiness. You might find happiness through other solutions or other means to help you forget those moments. So in the moments you can live in happiness, but really just escapism doesn't really fix anything. It's a temporary escape from the bigger problem. And we have to let those problems, we can't let those problems manifest. We can't let those problems become bigger than they are. And we do that with hate and anger. We let them manifest and we let them grow, and sometimes we escape through different channels to feel better, to numb that pain, to numb that hurt, to numb that anger. But then when it's all over and it's said and done and we're back in reality, there it is again, biting at us, chewing at us, gnawing at us, eating us up alive. It's when we let hate go, when we let these feelings go, that we find freedom, that we finally find that peace to begin to heal. So you can't heal with hate. You can't heal holding on to hate. It will not allow you to move forward because you'll become trapped. You're locked in a box of hate and anger and rage and frustration. And I'm not saying that your feelings aren't right, that your feelings aren't justified. But you can't just let them manifest and grow and condemn you to be stuck in the position you are. At some point you have to let them go. Process through them. There's nothing wrong with processing through those emotions. The process of grieving, the process of hurt, the process of pain, going through those emotions, going through those steps of processing, but don't let it embroil you. Don't let it become who you are. Don't let it dictate your life. Don't let the hate and the anger and the rage change everything. Don't let it change you. Don't let it destroy what you do have. Because we're so easily wrapped up in these emotions and these feelings that we truly do forget just how much power they have over us. Sometimes we have to let it all go. And again, I've said it, letting go is not necessarily having to forget. But letting go is letting go for you, is letting it free, sending it on its way so you can move on to the next step, the next process. So you can step out of anger, out of hate, out of rage, and into happiness, into joy, into the next step in your life, to the freedom of carrying burdens that you never should have carried in the first place. And I get that this could have been things that were created by other people. They brought it down on you, and you're angry, and you're mad, and you hate. And they could have done you so wrong. And I understand. And at some point you have to let that hate go, set it free, so you can begin the process of healing. Because in healing you're going to find peace, and in peace you're going to find happiness, and life begins. I've been there. I've walked these darkness. I've walked through mud and walked through muck. I've walked through anger. I've walked through hate. I've lived in hate. I've lived in anger. I despised and burnt bridges and retaliated and reacted because I hated with such vengeance. I let it dictate my life and screw up so many wonderful relationships in my life because I was angry. I was bitter. I let it manifest. I let it control and dictate my life, and I threw it out there, and I threw it on everybody who was around me, because it's the only way I knew how to keep myself safe so nobody could hurt me, because I was angry. I was angry because I was hurt. I was angry because I was lied to. I was angry, and I hated. And I'm not saying it's an overnight thing. I'm not saying it's a tomorrow thing. It all takes time, but when you hate, it will eat you alive. Let it go. Let it go. Don't hate. Let the healing process begin. This is the Big Tyme Journey. And thank you for joining me on this journey. And I hope you will be here again in the future as we take that Big Tyme journey together.